Hello, wonderful readers. Today is a beautiful Sunday here in Nebraska. It's August 7th, and I finished reading White Cat by Holly Black. It is a really interesting story. It starts off, we're in modern day, and it's followed the normal timeline thus far, except on top of normal events, we also have curse workers. Curse workers are magical people who have to touch people in order to work whatever they're trying to work, or touch things, depending on what their work is. And that it varies all the way from luck workers who can do good luck, bad luck, what have you, all the way up to transformation workers who can change anything into anything else. And they are really rare, like once every decade or three. So obviously they're the most sought after. And in this world, it's all illegal. Anybody who's doing magic is automatically can be sent to jail. So consequently, anybody who can do magic and figures out that they can by doing it ends up going into crime, typically, of some sort, because they can't do anything else. If they're magical and they get caught doing magic, they're in a lot of trouble. So the whole story is based upon this, and we have this major guy is Cassell, and he is going to a boarding school because his mom's in jail, his dad is dead, and his two brothers are off doing older brother things. And they all practice magic, and he doesn't. So he has to deal with, he's been in this family, he doesn't have any magic, and he doesn't get to learn all their little secrets, and he feels really left out. And about 3 years ago, he killed one of his best friends. So he's trying to deal with the grief and loss and guilt of all that. And so now he's at a boarding school, trying his hardest to be normal. And all of a sudden, he's up sleepwalking off a roof. So he ends up getting kicked out of the boarding school because they think he's magic, and they don't want to deal with that. So he ends up being at his brother's mercy, basically, and Grandpa comes around, and he's a curse worker too. And so we end up in this whole world, this whole con world, and he's trying to figure out why he's sleepwalking. He's trying to get back into school, trying still his hardest to be normal, and he ends up falling into this whole con that he didn't even know was going on. And he's trying to figure out what part he's playing in it, because he seems to be somehow involved and he can't figure it out. So that's the whole mystery of the novel, is what's going on with his brothers, what's happening to him, and how that all relates to one another. I had it all figured out by about halfway through the book. So I was a little bit irritated that Cassell was dense enough not to get it. So in some of those ways, I was just, I wanted to smack him upside the head and go, "Are you dense, boy? Come on, figure this out." So for me, it was a little irritating toward the end, but I thought it all resolved quite nicely, and it seems to lend really well in, I know it's at least a trilogy, so it's going to lend really well into the next book. And I'm really fascinated to see more of the crime syndicate side coming up, because we kind of get an idea that we're going to get more of that as opposed to just one family. So I highly look forward to the next one. I hope it's just as good, if not better, than this one. I would recommend for like age 7th grade maybe and up, earlier if they can take a little violence, because there's a little bit of that in here. And then my next book will be Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. So I will be doing that shortly. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, put them below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and keep reading.